Hey geometry students, in today's video we are going to re-emphasize how to find the midpoint of a segment on a coordinate plane. So I like to kind of break this down into steps for my students. Okay, so when we want to find the midpoint, what we really want is we want the average of the 2 points. In order to do that, we're going to find the middle of the x's. To do that, we're going to find the average of them. So generically, that would be finding x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Okay? Then we're going to find the middle of the y's. And to find the middle of the y's, generically, that would be doing y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And then last but not least, we're going to write the ordered pair. And the ordered pair is going to be what we got from number 1 and number 2 written as x comma y. So what we get from number 1, step 1 is what we put in the first spot of our ordered pair, and what we get from step 2 is what we put in the second spot of our ordered pair. Okay, so let's try that with these two, this particular segment A to B. So we want to find the midpoint of A to B. All right, so it looks like my points have x values of -5 and -5. So I'm going to find the middle of that by doing x1 plus x2 divided by 2. The first x is -5. The second x is -5. Divide that by 2. That gives me -10 divided by 2, so that's -5. Okay, that's going to be the x point, x value in my ordered pair. Then, step 2, I'm going to find the middle of my y's, so that's y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So here's my first y. Ooh, whoopsie, sorry about that. Here's my second y, so I'm adding 5 plus -7 together. So 5 plus -7 divided by 2. That's -2 divided by 2, which gives us -1. Okay, and then our final step is to write the ordered pair, and I'm just going to go back up to the line. So I have -5 in for x, and then -1 goes in for y, and I'm done. So the midpoint of AB is the point -5, -1. Just to kind of verify and make sure that it is the midpoint, I'm going to draw it on here, because we should know that midpoint means it's smack dab in the middle, right? So let's plot -5, -1. And let's just verify that that is the midpoint really quick. So if it's the middle, that means that this red point should be the same distance from point A as it is from point B. So let's count the boxes, okay? The red point looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes or 6 units away from point A. All right. And then let's see how far the red point is from point B. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units away from point B. And so we've just confirmed that that red point is in fact the middle of AB. All right, so now that we know that our formula works, let's go ahead and do that again. This time I'm going to slide over and make it, I'm going to do an example that isn't as obvious. I think in this picture right here, it's very clear, like, hey, we could probably just estimate the middle, right? And then we can mathematically prove it. But in this picture, I find it a lot harder because my line is on a diagonal, or my segment is on a diagonal. So how I'm going to start is I'm going to label point A, and I have to label that ordered pair for point A. So the ordered pair for point A looks like it's -4, comma, -1. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to label point B as well. And so point B is right 5 and up 3. So point B is 5, comma, 3. Okay, now I can go ahead, now that I have my two ordered pairs, I can start the process of finding the middle of my x's. So do x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So my x's are the first numbers in those ordered pairs. So I'm doing -4 plus 5 divided by 2. And that gives me 1/2. I don't know that I would have came up with that all on my own. Okay, so my x of my midpoint is 1/2. And then I'm going to find the middle of my y, so I'm going to do y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And our y values look like they're -1 and 3, so -1 plus 3 divided by 2 gives me 2 divided by 2, which is 1. And so my ordered pair is 1/2, 1. All right, I hope that helps as you're working to find midpoints of a segment on a coordinate plane.